One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family, one people, one planet, one love. One family.
Good morning and welcome to SoulCall Sunday. My name is Lisa Ferrero. So glad you could join us this morning. If you're watching us live or tuning in later, we welcome you as well. And thank you for tuning in and sharing your energy as we up-level the joy this morning. This morning, the conversation as we explore the theme throughout the month of January 2022 is the growing edge, the growing edge. And last week we talked a little bit about the inside edge. And this week we're going to talk about the difference between happiness and joy. And one is on the inside, the other is on the outside, but the relationship between happiness and joy and how to incorporate more of both in your life every day, every minute, and throughout this year until it becomes a reliable part, a reliable feature of the way you experience, move, and live and have your being in this incarnation. So experiencing joy. This morning, as we begin, we like to always start with the practice of getting ourselves centered and grounded, this feeling of being centered, grounded, and connected. And those of you who have signed up for the trauma and spirituality class, that's exactly what that class is about, is how to maintain and get control of the nervous system map, if you will, of your consciousness to restore more quickly that balance of being centered, grounded, safe, and connected. And so one of the ways the traditional Chinese medicine of Qigong practice is with us this morning. So we're going to welcome in, I believe it's Helen Yi this week, offering the practice of Qigong, helping us to pull in the energy accessible to us, around us, and have it work in tandem with the energy that we possess on the inside, experiencing that inner light, that inner joy, that consciousness.
All right, so please, either in a standing or seated healing posture, we work on an external experience, but a deeper internal understanding. As always, with the eyes open, using the mind's awareness, move to the back of the head and open up to the chi field behind you and within you. At the same time, moving forward to the sides, above through Ba Hui and below through Yongshen, all directions, connecting, moving out to infinite space, connecting, merging, integrating us all as one. Then gently moving back to the center of the head and gently close the eyes. Inside, outside are one. No boundaries, no limitations, no differences, the same high vibration. Bring chi palms up to a comfortable place. Inside and outside are the same. Now open up. Open inside and outside, merging, opening, opening, opening. Now gently gathering deep inside, opening even further, deeper, gathering, then open, kai, gathering. Kai, opening, opening. Kai, Kai, Kai. Continue. No boundaries, no limitations. Vibration getting higher. Chi field very strong, bright. Kai, 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 Kai. Then hold. Bringing all the chi outside to inside. Palms on top of navel, do chi, or spirit palace. Inside, very high vibration for health, healing, balance, fully present and aware. Relax the hands to the side. Very gently open the eyes and give thanks for a new brief understanding from the inside.
Thank you. That was Deborah Weisenberger-Lippitz, not Helen Yee. And forgive me, Deborah and Helen, but that practice is one that is so powerful. Smiling from the inside. It implies that the joy is within, finding that joy within. And that's what we're going to do some more of today. Rumi would say it like this: come to the root of yourself. And in this process of coming to the root of ourself, we need to allow for the letting go. Allow for the letting go and the release of things that maybe preclude us from experiencing more joy. And so allow yourself to open and enjoy this song called Come to the Root of Yourself.
Don't go away, come near. Don't be faithless. Find courage in the fear. Come to the root of yourself. Love is a stranger with a language rarely understood. At home amidst danger, come to the root of yourself. Get hold of selflessness. Your ego is left behind. A lover is made defenseless. of the root of yourself. Open your hidden eyes. You are the seal on a treasure, and you're a diamond mine. Come to the root of yourself. You've come from the presence of the friend, a little drunk but gentle, and stealing our hearts with that look so full of fire. Come to the root of yourself. Surely we met before the beginning of time. The table was set. Glory, glory, oh, what a rare wine. Glory, glory, oh, what a rare wine.
And breathing that in, exhaling, breathing in joy, taking another deep breath, breathing in joy, exhaling happiness, breathing in joy, exhaling happiness. What if we were that dervish? You're looking at that tree root in the beautiful video Natalia Zuckerman created for us on that song. I was looking at it reminded me of the dervish as it was filling in on the image as the roots were growing and the limbs were expanding. It's the first time I looked at it and saw it like that. It looked just like the dervish, which is the whirling dervish. And we are all dervishes. And that's, of course, a Turkish word, which means threshold. We are the threshold between worlds. So what if we inhale joy and exhale happiness, or inhale happiness and exhale joy? It doesn't matter. I call this I like finding things. Everything is in this dualistic nature of the planet, everything holds the opposites. And what I like to do with those kinds of things is I like to create what I call them infinity loops, infinity consciousness loops. And what I mean by that is when I say happiness is something that is an external experience that comes to us inside as we take it in through the senses. We experience happiness. Joy is something that is sparked from within. However, they feed into one another. That is a beautiful loop of consciousness. It's a connection. Just as we're connected with each other right now, I'd love for you to let us know where you're tuning in from. If you have a moment to put it in one of the chats, let us know where you're watching from and what sparks joy in your life. What sparks joy? I remember in elementary school, going back to the one-room schoolhouse back in the late 1800s, there was a group of teachers, the art teacher and the music teacher, they'd always get together and create opportunities for us to put on plays. So the art teacher would do the backdrops, and the kids who liked to do art would put those things together, paint them. And then those of us who wanted to be the singers and the actresses and actors, and we would be on the other side of that equation. But there was a song they wrote that has stuck with me through my lifetime. And it was a song called Happiness Is. And the hook of the song was, happiness is different things to different people. That's what happiness is. Happiness is different things to different people. That's what happiness is. And it gave me a particular way of looking at the world from the lens of acceptance. And happiness is different things to different people. We're not all going to be happy with the same thing. As a matter of fact, we might not all be happy all the time. That doesn't mean that we can't have joy within. We can be eternally joyful, holding that bubble of joy within, even if a particular circumstance is not favorable. It's sleep is all right, no sleep is all right. Traveling long periods of time, remember that? I remember those days. Those were the good old days when you'd just be so jet lagged, where you'd arrive at a place and be so tired, but we'd be able to immediately pull from the joy within to feed the moment. We would present the opportunity for happiness to find us by kind of sending out the vibration of joy. Happiness becomes, you're like a magnet for happiness then. Put forth joy from within and watch how happiness finds you everywhere. It's impossible to not work that way. And happiness, when it finds you, sparks more joy. So this is an infinity loop, I call, of happiness and joy. Those things, to me, in my consciousness and my experience, go together quite nicely. And it feeds the outer experience and the inner experience. I think about this kind of stuff all the time. Like, what brings me happiness? What brings me joy? Maybe some of you might have had the opportunity to read the book or participate in the program Marie Kondo put forth in her book on how to declutter. And the main key in decluttering, whether it's your drawer or the kitchen or clothing, you would pick the item up as you're sifting through the items, whatever that is you're trying to declutter and organize. But the main question, you remember what it was? Does this spark joy? And if the answer is no, and you do it quickly, does this spark joy? No. Boom. You get rid of it. You don't allow yourself to tell the story of the thing. You don't romanticize about when I loved this sweater, or does it spark joy? No. Bam. And it's gone. So what that implies, I think that's very insightful. Does it spark joy? It means that, does it spark joy from within? Does it spark joy from within? So joy is an inside job. And I think about the things we schedule our days full of. We're so planned. Even in a pandemic, we can overplan our days, can't we? Finding things to do. And sometimes we just get into the habit of doing the same things, whether they bring us joy, spark joy, or make us happy or not. Now, obviously, sometimes there are some things we must do that aren't necessarily things that make us happy, but we could still do it with a joyful tone. That's our decision. That's our choice. But I'm thinking about, what if joy is trying to get a hold of us? I remember years ago, I worked as a receptionist at a law firm, and it afforded me the luxury. All I had to do was answer the phone, and they were busy enough to keep me busy at just answering the phone, taking notes, sending messages. But there were days where I would have a little space of time where it gave me the opportunity to write a lot. And I affectionately refer to those years as my girl interrupted years, because I'd be in the middle of a really great piece of writing and the phone would ring. How am I supposed to finish this? That's my job. So it was quite funny, and I appreciated the opportunity. But there was a person who was always calling. He was trying to sell the law firm a photocopier, and the firm had already decided to go with someone else to get this item. This person called persistently every single day. And he tried to disguise his voice. And I was told, don't put the call through. I don't want to talk to this person. Tell him we're already, no matter how much I would tell this person, we've already committed to someone else. He'd still call every day. And I thought, as I think about this now, I think of him when I think of, what if joy is trying to get through to you and it calls every day? Who is the receptionist in your consciousness that keeps saying, no, thanks. Don't put it through. So I can just imagine what would joy sound like in your mind? or if it got to leave a message on your voicemail. Hey, it's Joy. Yeah, I tried to call you last week. I left a message. You must be really busy, but just wanted to see if you wanted to hang out. I found some really cool places. I think you might really like them. Give me a call when you have a minute. If Joy is as persistent as this gentleman was, we must win at some point. We're going to pick up that call and make an appointment with Joy. Like, how often, it Joy, 2 weeks, trying from the inside. I've been trying to get through to you. I'm in all day, Joy might say. I'll be in all day. I'd love to go out with you sometime. What is it? And like the Marie Kondo piece, what is so interesting to me is, does this item spark joy? From the inside, how many things or thoughts have we surrounded our bubble of joy with that it can't even get through to bring the other thing in that might make us happy? What do we need to release? What is not sparking joy in your life right now and keeping happiness from getting in? This cosmic game of Red Rover is what I would call it. Like Red Rover, calling happiness over. But then you got your hands so tightly, or your dates so woven together, your thoughts. What are we bracing ourselves for that we're not allowing the experience for that infinity loop? Happiness and joy, and happiness and joy. And granted, like I said, even when our circumstances aren't particularly happy, we can still carry that center of joy. Master teacher Thich Nhat Hanh made his transition this past week. And one of his quotes of many, many, many is, so many conditions of happiness are available, more than enough for you to be happy right now. You don't have to run into the future in order to get more. So where in your life can you see more happiness trying to make a date with you, take you out? What sparks joy? Have you ever caught yourself saying, well, I'm going, but I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm going to go, but I'm not really looking forward to it. What do we set ourselves up for when we make a statement like that? No matter what, I'm not going to have a good time. And then something surprises you and you think, I just had the best time of my life. So allowing ourselves to consciously set ourselves up for happiness and making that date with joy. Don't make joy leave text messages, emails. You can reach me by railway, trailway. How many different ways is it going to try to reach from the inside to get you to allow yourself to enable more joy? I mean, if you forget everything else, remember the path to your own joy. Sometimes we get caught in things, like certainly the work of SoulCall is a lot. And I love it. I love it all. And I take time out to do nothing, to remember that there's this place of peace where I just need to be. Maybe I want to write more. How do I create enough space to expand my joy into all the areas of my life? Wherever I go, I can show up as joy. In meditation, we can experience this bubble of joy. Yogananda says, from joy we've come, in joy we live. In that sacred joy we melt. Joy is our natural state of consciousness, our natural state of existence. And it's riding the highs and lows of life with a way to just keep them in a zone of calm. So the highs aren't so high and the lows aren't so low. I remember a number of years ago now, I was commissioned by Major League Baseball, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Roberto Clemente Foundation to write a song commemorating the late, great Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Pirate, Roberto Clemente. They were going to unveil a statue at the All-Star game. Some of you know part of this story. When I got the phone call sharing the great news that all the lawyers got together, they loved the song. It was a matter of how to work out the details of bringing this thing to fruition. Got the call that it was already going to be brought to fruition. I needed to go down to the Pirates office, sign off on the agreements, and it's done. So I called my parents and I said, I'd like to come over to the house for dinner tonight. I've got some great news to share. Very excited. I arrive at the house for dinner and I share with my parents the good fortune of I got it. It's going to happen. I'm going to be doing this thing. I'm going to sing at the unveiling of the statue at the All-Star game. And it's so exciting. They were very excited. But then my father looked at me and he said, be prepared for the worst. I thought, what the heck does that mean? My mother's like, Joe, don't say that. He said, no, I don't mean it's not going to happen. I just mean be prepared for the worst. And I sat back and I thought, my father was not a man of many words. And coming to America from Italy as a 12-year-old, did not have much in Italy at all. Then he got here and fought in World War II. And I started to think about where this comment would come from. It didn't offend me as much as it made me curious about be prepared for the worst. At my happiest, I was very happy about an external circumstance that brought me joy from within. But his point was this external experience that brought you happiness, that sparked the joy from within, is an experience that's ultimately beyond my control. And he was right. It's beyond my control. So what if something happens in the process? This isn't negative thinking, by the way. It's the awareness of don't get too caught up in an external stimulation of happiness, because it's the external things. Happiness is external. Joy is eternal. Happiness is external. Joy is eternal. That's one of my new quotes. It'll be in our calendar next year. That's what he was saying to me. Have more joy inside and don't allow your joy and happiness to be conditioned on things that are ultimately beyond your control. If they called tomorrow and said, you know what, all of a sudden we forgot about this piece, and he was preparing me for that, even though it didn't happen. I ended up doing the song, singing it. It was a wonderful experience all the way around. I think about this often now. Happiness is external. I can do without anything. And my joy is forever mine, eternally. That eternal state of bliss. So let's take a moment to create an experience for ourselves. So if you feel comfortable in your own house, I would imagine you would, or wherever you are, close your eyes and bring to your heart's mind, bring to your consciousness something that sparks joy. Is it your pet? Is it a song? Is it a meal? Is it a place? Is it a painting? Is whatever it is, just allow yourself to feel it and imagine it as a white bubble of light inside your heart, in the middle of your chest, in your body. Then take a deep breath as if you have a nose on your heart and inhale into that joy. And as you inhale into the joy in the center of your heart, allow it as if you're blowing up a balloon with each inhalation to expand, to cover your entire body in a joy bubble that is pure white light. Feel the joy teeming in all of your cells. It's almost like it's tickling you from the inside in a most delightful, calm, energized way. And as you exhale, keep the white light energy in your entire body cavity. And then take another long inhalation. As you breathe in through the nose on your heart, feel that bubble expand in a perfect circle around your body, at least 6 feet around in a perfect circle. You are now permeated with light. Your entire body is a pillar of light, placed perfectly, poised and blissed out in a bubble that is a perfect 6 feet all the way around. You are the center of a 6-foot bubble of joy. Now imagine yourself all of a sudden lifting off as if you were being, blown through the hole of a bubble machine. Imagine if you're just floating from place to place and everything you bounce into, you spark. You are the happiness bubble that sparks the joy in someone else or a situation. Imagine yourself floating into a room as a bubble of joy. a breath of fresh air and a bubble of joy. Here she comes. Here he comes. Here they are. Rumi would refer to this kind of a feeling as the band of drunkards. Here they come. They're so happy all the time. Drunk on that eternal nectar of joy found at the root of the self in the soul. Now, take one more deep breath, enjoying this feeling. And as you exhale, allow that bubble to come all the way back into the body. Now you're just a solid pillar of light. Giving great thanks for that expanded experience. Taking another deep breath, and when you exhale, allow that bubble of light to be right over the heart center of your beautiful body. And giving great thanks. Take another inhalation, and on the exhalation, allow that body to just become, that ball to just become a bubble, the tiny bubble of laughter, which is eternally poised and ready to present an opportunity for more joy and more happiness, to create an infinity loop of happiness. This is something you can do anywhere. If you're sitting in your car waiting, if you're in a waiting room waiting, if you're standing in line at the grocery store, what if you transform your consciousness into this bubble of light and laughter? Another Yogananda quote, I, a tiny bubble of laughter, have become the sea of mirth itself. Take that call from Joy. Respond. Even if it's Joy McPherson from California, take that call too. That's always a good time. You know, in following what Thich Nhat Hanh was saying, I say, you know, when he says you don't have to run into the future in order to get more joy. Something I like to say is the presents are in the present. The presents are in the present. So look for the gifts of joy in the world where you are right now. It's all we have, and it's more than we need. If we learn to experience by choosing more joy. You know, we're doing a class. It's a 4-week experiential workshop on trauma and spirituality, and creating the experience of following your neural map, like the map of your own nervous system. Each one of you will do this differently. Those of you who are coming to the class, it starts February 1st at 7 o'clock p.m. And you can sign up now and get the link. And it's more of an experiential practice of learning how to utilize being aware of your nervous system, your own personal wiring, and how to create and bring the feeling of safe, connected, grounded from a situation that might present that is not happy, bringing forth the joy and neutralizing the situation with the joy to feel more safe, connected, and grounded. It's an actual experiential workshop, not a lot of talking, and it's going to be you centered on you, not a lot of sharing. It's you centered on you. So if that kind of stuff scares you, I just know that there's nothing, it's not shadow work. It's nothing like this. It's understanding your own wiring, your personal neural connections, your pathway, and to experience more of the joy, more of the presence in the present moment, and how to get control of the thoughts so that we're always inviting more happiness from the magnet of our joy. Become a little joy magnet. So practice that meditation. And so in closing today, just remembering things like joy doesn't give up right away. Joy is as persistent as that sales rep trying to sell a copier. What if we're trying to photocopy or present copies of joy? Joy is contagious. What if we start allowing, get rid of the receptionist who would be me in that case, who's keeping joy from getting through. Hire somebody new who allows you to take that call, go on that joy date, participate with the happiness that is right in the moment. What does joy have to say in this moment? If you can't find the joy, pause and practice the experience we just practiced together. Think of the thing that sparks joy. Marie Kondo, spark that joy. So joy doesn't give up right away. So keep that in mind, and it never goes away. Happiness is external. Joy is eternal. and pause to assess what is at play in your life. What's at work in your life? What's at play in your life? Every once in a while, it's a really good idea to just put things on pause and observe. What's going on? Where am I spending most of my time? How do I feel? Do I feel safe, grounded, and connected? How can I feel more safe, grounded, and connected? Join us in that experiential workshop, but also create more joy. Come to the meditation class on Monday. Find that bubble of joy. As Marie Kondo, get rid of the things that don't spark joy, get rid of the thoughts that don't spark joy, get rid of the experiences that we repeat perhaps that don't cause joy, all of that, and invite more of it in. And yeah, declutter, the Marie Kondo, declutter your thoughts, declutter the things, and declutter the tendencies that occasion those thoughts. Thoughts, things, tendencies. Declutter that and spark joy. Does this thought spark joy? Out. I don't think this thought anymore. And that's the one that you have your receptionist keep out. When that thought calls, I already got another thought. I don't need that one. Thank you. We decided to go with someone else who's a lot happier. Make joy your receptionist. My receptionist is named Joy. Joy is the receptionist. Which thoughts get through to the decision maker? That's you. Right. So there's joy. Things, look around. Are there things that are just in the house because they've always been there? Recycle them. Gift them to the universe and allow someone else to partake of the thing that once brought you great joy, but doesn't really seem particularly useful anymore. Someone else might be looking for that very, very thing. Just keep it in circulation. That infinity, the infinity joy. This brought me happiness. May it be happy for someone else. We can do these things for each other. Just keeping things in motion. And then reclaiming our divine birthright, which is joy. From joy we have come. In joy we live. And in this sacred joy, again, we will melt. So the invitation is to experience that eternal nature, which is the soul, which is the you of you, the decision maker. That joy. Keep joy as the opportunity for, your receptionist is named Joy. Keep that as the fundamental goal and declutter the rest of the things. Thoughts, things, tendencies to experience more happiness and to be bouncing around like the bubble of joy, bringing more happiness to everything you find yourself in, whether it's a happy situation or not. We could still bring some deep bliss and peace. So here's a wonderful song Natalia, Zuckerman, and I, a Seeker 7 offer called Sing About It.
If you get worried, what you ought to do is sing. If you get worried, what you ought to do is sing. If you get worried, what you ought to do is sing. Sing about your troubles, it just might pass. If you get lost, what you ought to do is sing. If you get lost, what you ought to do is sing. If you get lost, what you ought to do is sing. Sing about your troubles, it just might pass. Sing about your troubles, it just might pass. Sing about joy. Sing about love, hope and life. Sing about your trouble, just might pass. Just might pass. If you get broken, what you ought to do is sing. If you get broken, what you ought to do is sing. If you get broken, what you ought to do is sing. Sing about your troubles, it just might pass. Sing about your troubles, it just might pass. Sing about joy. Sing about love, hope and laugh. Sing about your trouble, just just my past. Just my.
From the Porch Series concert, playing music with Natalia Zuckerman certainly sparks joy in my world, probably yours too. That song's so much fun. But yeah, just remembering all the good stuff, all the good stuff. You know, Erika and I have a song we wrote called Grow Your Joy, Feed the World. And we have stickers. We might make them available if I can get them printed off again. Grow your joy, feed the world. And that's it. Experience that bliss and that joy. So immediately, not immediately, like at 11 o'clock Eastern, join me if you want to talk more about joy and sharing what sparks joy for you in the SoulCall Sunday Rewind. There's a link on the website, soulcallglobal.org, and come and share with us, walking the talk at 11 o'clock on SoulCall Sunday Rewind. And tomorrow evening, every Monday from 8 to 9, we do a meditation practice, and this will help to declutter the thoughts that are surrounding or keeping joy from getting through. Allow yourself to experience the bliss found in meditation. That's that bliss we can carry with us everywhere. And also, you can get the link for that on the website. And also the experiential workshop. It's 4 weeks with Dr. Veronica Tracy Smith and myself, where you get to experience working with your own neural connections, like the pathway through your own nervous system in the trauma and spirituality workshop. This to me is also one of those infinity loop of conscious connection is what I call these things. How we can experience more safety, connected, grounded feelings, especially when happiness is not incoming. We tap into that space of what we put our spiritual practices together, but following that map of our own nervous system. They're all different. So this is really a powerful, if you know somebody who has experienced, we've all experienced trauma. I just want to say, sometimes the idea of, I'm not in trauma, I'm fine. Yes, even the global pandemic, if that's where we started and left it, we've all experienced some traumatic situations over the past couple of years. It doesn't have to be major, on a scale of 1 to 10, 11 from the movie Spinal Tap. It doesn't have to be that intense to acknowledge that, yeah. The other thing about this class that I'm excited about it because it's a tangible, practical way of mapping your own nervous system so you know what's going on and how to navigate to bring back the feeling of safe, connected, grounded. So the invitation, please check it out, and I hope you can join us for that. On Saturday the 5th, Kelly, I forgot to tell you this one. I think it's back there, though. It's Crafternoon with Natalia Zuckerman. There's more information on the website. It's going to be fun. The idea is to make something from your own heart and your own joy to gift to a friend, a loved one on Valentine's Day the following week. So Crafternoon is Saturday, February 5th. More information and signing up on the website. There we go. Thank you. And then I'm very, very excited to say our Signs and Symbols of Our Ancestors book should be arriving prior to a women's workshop we're doing on February 12th. So mark your calendars. It's not on our calendar yet, but Sunday, February 13th, we're going to have a book release and a book signing somewhere in the Columbus, Ohio area, because Natalia will actually be here too. So we'll be together. So excited about that. If you'd like to purchase a copy of these sacred stories of communications from folks who have transitioned with illustrations by Natalia Zuckerman, go to our store, soulcallglobal.org, and you can purchase your copy. We'll have them. You can pick them up if you live in the area on February 13th. So very exciting times ahead. And I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning from wherever you are. And we thank you for your donations. I want to read something. I could have read this earlier. We got bunches of thank you cards from our SoulCall Sunday Santa Fund Drive. we donated gift cards to families who were in need so that they could provide a lovely Christmas for their children and get the foods they wanted to prepare. So it was a huge project. We thank you for helping us to raise almost $7,500 for this initiative. We gave to some groups in Pittsburgh who work with foster care and abused women shelters and their children. So people were getting funded and helped. And I just want to read one of these. It's Believe in the Magic of Christmas. It's one of the thank you cards we got. And we made it anonymous so that they would believe that there's the force that hears and responds. And Christmas reminds us that wonderful things can happen as long as we believe. And this person wrote a little arrow here that says, "It's true," with an exclamation point. And it says, "I received your gift card and it left me stunned, grateful, and baffled. Your gift is timely, generous, and a response to my daily prayers. Thank you. How can I find out who you are? An angel? ? And so there were several of these thank you notes, but I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to create this kind of gratitude and joy and belief in the magic of life. When we bounce around like the bubble of joy and compassion, we do touch lives. You touch lives, and your donations make that possible. So helping us to stay going, keeping alive what we're doing and all of the plans we're rolling out. Donations, soulcallglobal.org/donate. No amount is too big or too small. We are a 501c3, and we graciously accept your good fortunes as we help to improve the lives of others. We are changing lives and consciousness every day, and we thank you for that opportunity. Also, if you're in need of prayer, prayers at soulcallglobal.org. Our prayer team and our healing team are here for you. No matter where you are, we pray for you, and we send out healing light and love to you and your loved ones we're praying for. And we also add them in our prayers on Monday night's meditation too. So feel free to drop in or let us know who is in need of prayer in your life. So we thank you so much for being with us. We thank the Soul Squad. There's some great things happening. If you're interested in learning more about SoulCall, please sign up for our newsletter at soulcallglobal.org. It'll keep you informed of all the amazing things that are happening with SoulCall, but it's also filled with great recipes, stories, art, and opportunity for growth and having a positive impact in the world around you. So thank you once again, and share us with your friends on social media and in emails. Forward a copy of the newsletter, forward a copy of the talk, our videos. Help us to grow our conscious global community. And wherever you are, always remember that you are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.